Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the Confidence Igniter podcast. And I am your host. My name is Tamiko Green. Well, you are in store for another great show on today's podcast. Well, I'm going to be speaking to you from the topic fall into focus. Fall into focus. As we know, there is a season for everything. And in every season, we do something different, right? So when it was the winter season, when winter season come, it's more of a season where things just kind of really slow down. And especially if you look at nature, nature tends to slow down. And then our spring season come and things start to wake up and we plant and summer come and we harvest. And now we're here in fall. Fall is a unique season to me because when you look out into nature, as you can tell, I'm a nature girl. When you look at nature and you look at the trees start to put on a magnificent show. They go from being green to being orange to a little yellowish, and they're just beautiful. They're putting on a show as they get ready to go into that winter season. The leaves are starting to fall away. And so that brings me to how it is for us in our fall season. What do we do in our fall season? See, for some of us, we don't take time out to do reflection, but fall season is a good opportunity to reflect, to see where you started, look at where you started and where you are at this moment in your life. It's a time that you can slow down. I can say personally for myself, over the weekend was the first weekend in a long time that I took time out to just rest because my body was tired. So the whole weekend was a moment of get out the bed, get back in the bed because I am tired. But how many times do we do that? A lot of times we just keep going and going and going and going until our body says enough is enough. But the fall is a good opportunity to take some time out and just relax. I'm not saying relax the whole entire fall season. I'm not saying that, but I am suggesting that you take a moment out and just do some reflection over your life. Starting from January to up to now, what have you accomplished? What goals did you set for yourself? What tasks did you complete? And then look at those that you didn't complete. It doesn't mean that you can't complete them, but maybe you need to reposition yourself in order to complete those tasks. And then once you look at those things, then take time out to prepare for what's to come. Know what you want to do as we enter into a new year soon. Soon we'll go from 2025 into 2026. So even for myself, I'm at a point where I'm reflecting. I'm looking at things that I probably need to repair. And when I say repair, perhaps there's a relationship that you need to repair. Perhaps there are other things that you need to repair. Maybe you just need to do some repairing with your body. Maybe you need to take some time out, me time, time that you just give solely to yourself. Maybe you need to put that on your calendar. Maybe you need to say to yourself, like, hey, and not just yourself, but to others, this day is for me. I'm doing nothing. I'm going to read a book or whatever it is that you choose to do with your time. But just taking that time out and then preparing for your next season. I know my next season will be a quite interesting next season because I decided to get in one of the political races here in the state of Georgia, a state house seat. So for me, it's going to be quite interesting, but I'm going to enjoy it. Why? Because I get to do something that I love, and that's helping people. And so just the opportunity to be able to help the masses will be great for me. But right now is my preparing season. Right now is my reflecting season. Right now is this time where I have to look and prepare to build. So that way, when the new year comes in, I have a plan, I have a strategy. And whether you're running for something or It's something new that you want to do. Perhaps you want to start a new business, but you haven't took the time out to prepare, do your homework, do your research to figure out what it is that you need. There are a lot of opportunities, and especially for women, if you want to go back to school just to get a certificate, there are opportunities where companies are allowing you to go for free. Now, if you want to know, do you know of one particular company that I've heard of? You know what? Put a comment in the chat. Hey, give me that information. All I'm saying, and I'm sure they're the same for men. So I don't want men that watch this show be like, look, she forgot the men. No, I didn't, because I think we're better together, not one side against the other. We're better together. You can't raise up women and not raise up men. Because if you make all women good, then what happens to our men, right? So, no, we're better together. And when we rise together, we're even better. But here's the thing, think about what it is that you desire to do. Think about what you want your next to look like. And then consider where you are. Consider where you are now. And even if, like, where you are right now, you didn't hit every goal that you set for yourself, and maybe you didn't really even set a goal this year, but the coming year, you're like, hey, I want something different. So take the time out and tell me what different looks like. Whether you send me a comment or just say to yourself, I want something different. And so, what does difference look like? Because you are the change that you want. It's just a matter of strategizing. It's a matter of taking time out and focusing in the fall, because there's not a whole lot going on in most cases in the fall where you can't take time out. You know, the summer is when everybody is out there, they moving and shaking, right? And when the fall comes, things start to slow down because it's the season of preparation. So what does your season of preparation look like? What does it look like? What does and how do you decide, or how will you move forward into what's to come for you? Now, you can base it upon what you see in the atmosphere, meaning, in society, but guess what? You have your own inner society. What does that look like? How will your life be? And then not only that, what impact do you want to make as time go on? And now is a good time when you fall into focus, when you get really focused on what it is that you desire. I mean, consider a farmer, right? Consider a farmer. In the spring, they're planting. In the summer, things are beginning to grow, and then fall come, and then they begin to harvest that crop. They harvest that crop, they start to store it and preserve for the winter, right? And then they have that time where they're preparing the land. Can you imagine if a farmer didn't take time out to prepare the land, what it'll look like in the summer or when the spring, when it's time for him to start planting his crops? I'm sure he does not wait until April and say, or March and say, oh, it's time to prepare the land. No, we have to be proactive, not reactive. Proactive, not reactive. When you look at people in sports, now football is a game that is played in the fall and in the winter. So their fall season is different than the season of fall. And we all have a different fall season then, right? Depending on what it is that you do. But whatever your fall season is, my suggestion to you is prepare for it. Prepare in the fall season. So that way in the winter, you can perhaps, just take a little time out, more me time, right? You still strategizing. You still looking forward to what's to come. But in the fall, let's get focused. Let's get focused. Get focused on what it is that you truly desire. Because we can reflect, we can reflect, we can reflect. And I think reflection is good. But too much reflection is not good, especially if you stay in the loop of reflection. Because sometimes when we reflect on things, we look at the negative things or decisions. I won't say negative, but decisions that we made that wasn't so great. I know I made some this year. But then once again, you're human, right? So we're going to make some decisions that wasn't so great. But you can't sit there and get stuck in them. I mean, you can. That's not going to help you. the best thing you can do is accept that, okay, I made a decision that wasn't so great, but I'm going to make my next decision a better one, and I'm going to move forward. I'm going to learn from this decision, and then I'm going to move forward so that as time go on, things will become better because of decisions that I made, right? So that's why I say reflection is good, but don't spend so much time reflecting that you get caught in a web if it was a decision that you made that wasn't good, or a decision that you made that was good. So you so busy celebrating that good that you forgot, like, I got to keep moving forward. I got to keep moving forward. So this is the fall season. This is in our fall focus season. What will you do for your next chapter? Now is the time to prepare. I will give one suggestion. Consider creating a vision board. It definitely will help you for your next chapter, and it definitely will keep you on schedule. How? Because every time you look at that vision board, you can say, I'm here, I need to get here. So consider a vision board. That will be your to-do list for me. Think about the things that you want to see in the upcoming season in 2026. Write them down, find pictures. So that way when you just get ready to create your vision board, you'll have everything you need. Well, this is it for me. Don't forget, this is the time to fall into focus. Take time out for yourself and give yourself some grace for the things that you did and also the things you did right and the things that you were challenged with that you probably didn't do so good, but it's okay because we're in a new season. Well, before I go, let me just remind you of a couple of things. Well, let me say one thing actually. I have one event coming up, and that's in October 25th. I believe that's the last Saturday of October. I am having a vision board event, and it is going to be at 2477 Canton Road in Marietta, Georgia, from 10 to 2. That is from 10 to 2, vision board event. And also, if you have not taken the time out to like, subscribe, and share, please take the time out to like, subscribe, and share. And also, please leave me a comment. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.